a beautiful shot there over Kingston City. Welcome back to Sunrise. It is 6:17, and that means it's time to make way for the headlines with Never Stray TK. Good morning.
I don't stray, you're right.
Happy Valentine's Day.
That's interesting. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day.
Tix, you look lovely.
You do. I love
you.
That.
Thank you. It must be the Valentine's glow.
Yeah. Hey, girl. It's something you ain't tell.
Anyway, I don't really have Valentine's updates for you guys. And it's like headlines.
Proper.
Like proper.
Well, if we got to do it, we got to do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, Parliament ceremonial opening marks new legislative year. Deputy Governor General Stedman Fuller delivered the throne speech yesterday in the ceremonial opening of the 2025-2026 parliamentary year at the historic Gordon House with newly signed-in senators, foreign ambassadors and members of parliament in attendance. In his address, Fuller highlighted key national priorities for the upcoming year, stressing the government's ongoing commitment to addressing economic growth, improving healthcare and strengthening the educational system across Jamaica. Now, notably, Fuller acknowledged efforts in combating crime and violence, reinforcing the need for continued support for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, and the strengthening of the judicial system. In closing, Fuller shared that the ideals of Jamaica as a nation of peace, opportunity, equity, and prosperity is forthcoming.
This is always monumental, eh? A lot of people look forward to seeing, them parading down the streets.
Yes.
They definitely love the pomp and pageantry. They want to see who is wearing what. I mean,
This is so interesting. What?
it's a thing. It's become a thing. It's become a calendar event. It was interesting to hear the numbers that were shared, read the budget, in terms of, what is projected as a spend for the year. It was also interesting to hear, we're talking about $1 trillion budgets, right? It was also interesting to hear profits. It was also interesting to hear what the numbers are looking like in terms of our ability to spend in a particular way without borrowing. So I personally think it's always good to, even if you don't watch the whole thing, to understand what's happening with the accounting and the balancing of the books for the nation, because it's our dollars. It's our tax-paying dollars that does this. So it's important to know where our dollars go and how our dollars are being used. So I'm always interested in hearing the budget presentation.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it flew over my head like this. Like, I can't understand when you start to talk about trillions.
Yeah.
Like, it really does. I'm just telling you what it is for me. Like, it literally makes me go, huh? Yeah.
Can you imagine? But
Yeah.
it's always great to know the plans, to have an understanding of what's going where and why and how. And so, like you said, it's really great to take in the information, even if you don't understand it all.
No,
and
it's
you don't
great to have a
understand
friend
it all.
who can then explain it to
Or
you.
you have a friend, you can call and say, Andy, what they say? Oh, it goes.
But then it's also great to know, it's being put forward publicly to you, so you can also hold accountable in the future.
It's
that
our
this is what you said was going to happen.
Yeah.
So what's going on, and it is our dollars.
Yeah.
And it should matter to us. So even if you got to get a friend to tell you what they mean, get you a friend.
Continuing on the same vein, newly appointed senators sworn in. Following the throne speech that opened Parliament, Delano Seabright, Marlon Morgan, and Dr. Elon Thompson were sworn in as new government senators. They took the oath of allegiance during a Senate session where they were welcomed by Senate President Tom Tavares Finson and colleagues from both political sides. These new senators replaced Ransford Braham KC, Maki Samuda, and Delroy Williams, who resigned. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness also greeted the new senators. However, there's still one vacant senatorial position on the government side due to the recent resignation of Don Webby. So that's another update.
Come on with it, baby.
So the Senate appointments are always very interesting, because here is the thing that people need to understand. The Senate, believe it or not, is almost more important than... everybody is valuable and important, but it's almost the most important role in the nation, because these are our lawmakers. These are the people who propose laws, put things on the book, put them forward, and literally the mechanisms that operate our nation are founded and formed in the Senate. And so it's critically important to have people who are balanced in their thinking, people who are visionaries, because the laws matter in how we each experience our country,
So when there's a space or a missing spot? Like how do you go about like that must affect how it all works?
Well, the spot will have to be filled.
Yeah.
It will have to be filled.
Yeah. So now the question is, who will fill it? Who is the best person for the job?
Yeah.
What does that person bring? How will it, be a cohesive unit? Things like that. But that's what we wait and see.
You know, I
Who
have a
is the next
confession.
person?
If I were to ever dabble in any form of politics, I don't want to be a senator.
And I think you should take the spot.
I think you are wrong.
But hope Yendi, your picture would look nice up there with them,
I always tell you this, and I think you should be dabbling. I'm just saying. I think you're fabulous. She's so bright and so smart.
Yeah, man, she's bright,
like
but
Yendi,
bless
you know.
you.
And
Like,
she's so
guys,
interested
it's
by
true.
that's the important thing. And when you find something that is interesting to you, it lights you up.
Yeah.
And she lights up about
She
it.
does. Every time we're talking about these things, and it's like, it's like the Senate, it's super important.
And
we're like, okay.
I don't know what's for dinner,
Me
babe.
did like civics class.
Yeah, and I don't know what you're talking about. If her and Wayne get together and start talking about this, I would be like, who wants popcorn? Can I get anybody a drink? But I'm listening and I'm learning.
Well, Tami, it's important that you said that, because I think there are a lot of people who they think, oh, it's too much. I can't even bother to try. Or they're like, oh, I don't make a difference, so what's the point? I won't even take it on. And I think that it's really important to have even, a basic understanding, basic conversation as a basic,
but
be able
I wish we had more conversations like this that made it more relatable.
Down to earth
just
about
made us
it, yeah.
understand. Like, that's why I said get you a friend who can explain things. You know how many times Wayne has had to sit me down and be like, okay, because it's what he loves and he's interested by, and he knows how it all works. And I'm like, tell me again, how does outside work? But in politics. Anyway, could we go to the field?
Okay, let's go to Tammy's section. Let's go to Tammy's section, all right? Let's go to Tammy's segment. So, Feel Good Friday. 10-year-old deaf girl sees spoken words with HairView caption glasses. So, Kendall Poole, who was born profoundly deaf due to malformations in her inner ears, has used American Sign Language to communicate since she was 6 months old. She was amazed when she tried on a pair of $1,500 high-tech glasses that display real-time captions of conversations.
Oh, wow.
Her mother, Bree, discovered the caption glasses on TikTok and gifted them to Kendall on her 10th birthday. The glasses, developed by HairView, connects via Bluetooth to an app that uses voice recognition technology to transcribe speech into text in real time and display them on the lenses, allowing Kendall to see conversations. She was deeply moved when she first used them, as you can imagine, and she could read her mother's words in real time.
Wow.
They also help her practice speaking by testing whether her own words appear correctly on the screen. And the glasses also store conversations in the app, meaning Kendall can review important discussions later, such as instructions from her teachers or doctors.
Wow.
I think this is
That's an
incredible.
I need a pair of those.
Yeah, that could be great for hearing people too.
I think that is.
So when I cross my picnic, I can say, review. Review what I told you at 2 p.m. Wayne, you need a pair too. Go on and look back and see why I'm upset. Come on with it.
Also for the harder ears, people. Yeah.
Stick broke off, I don't know.
Well,
No,
it's
but
a
that
great
is amazing.
story.
I think it's great. And, all right. So this is the storing of the conversations and the storing of your information and the saving. On the one hand, I'm like, that's a little creepy. But then on the other hand, it's like, but that is so useful. And I think that's one of those things where technology is like, oh, it's taking away people's jobs, or oh, people are getting our data, or oh, people are knowing so much about us. But then the value that you get at the same time is like,
but we also are a
how do
little
you
cynical,
wait?
right? So we can't help but think about how somebody would use that against us, or use it in a wrong way. Or you're talking to somebody and then they're recording it, and it's all these little things. But for her, I think that's amazing.
It is amazing.
And it just opened up a whole new line of communication for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
On another note, by the way, check your Alexa's storage history. Clear that.
Stop it.
I don't have Alexa.
Check Siri then.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you better
I'm
believe
not
it.
even kidding.
Yeah.
Go into your settings and check, because it also stores conversations.
Oh, come on with it.
You know what?
We need to go to a little break.
I have something else for you guys.
Oh,
Actually, it's not for you guys. It's for you guys. So, So it's Valentine's Day, so we're not going to just leave everybody hanging, you know what I'm saying? So Pizza Please is having a special for Valentine's Day. You and your loved one enjoy any 4 slices of pizza and 2 drinks for just $2,999, and Pizza Please pizza nice.
It's
so that's
very good. Oh man, I tasted it last time.
so nice. So anyway,
They're good.
so when did pizza, if you answer this question and leave a post under our Sunrise CVM IG page, you can win yours. And no, let me tell you what you'll win afterwards. Hold on. When did Pizza Please first open? So that's when did Pizza Please first open? Leave your answer under the post on our Sunrise CVM IG page to win $5,000 in gift vouchers.
Nice.
A $5,000 gift voucher today. That's nice.
You know what they can do with that $5,000 gift voucher?
Give me some pizza.
No, girl, them can buy that box that had. Remember, like, had 8 different pizzas.
assorted.
Oh, I love that.
So good. So good.
Or they can just give it to me. All right, well, that's all the time we have for headlines. Thank you so much, TK. I appreciate it as always. After the break, we're taking the Love Boat to react. All aboard. We'll see what's happening in the social space. We'll be right back. The Love Boat.